Sometimes the best way to save the world is to shut the fuck up and not have an opinion. I've been thinking, I've been gone for a while, and I've been trying to kill my ego. Something that I think many people can benefit from, and I mean that. The reason I'm making this video right now is because I wanted to share a message which I believe to be positive. I'll let you be the judge of that. But killing my ego, I think many people need to kill their ego. I've taken time away from the internet, social media, trying to avoid weighing in on certain topics because tensions can be high. Trust me, they can be high as hell. But how many of us have to participate? See, there are things that we can control and there are things that we can't control. Some things are just out of our hands. And the best thing we can do is just to do what's important to us. You don't have to be the hero in everybody's story. You don't have to be the savior. You don't have to get it right 100% of the time. But you also don't have to have an opinion 100% of the time. You don't have to be the person who knows it all. Yeah, I know social media will tell you that you got to have an opinion. You got to choose a side, but you don't. Some of us don't need to pick a side. Why? See, the ego will tell you that you are special, that you're somehow so important that the world is holding its breath, waiting to hear what you have to say. And it's not true. Trust me, as a YouTuber, there's a level of narcissism in what I do. There's a certain level of gratitude I feel when people click the subscribe button or hit the like button. I feel like I get a hit of dopamine, and it makes me become a person that I truly don't want to be, a person I'm really not. And that's okay. That's fine. But we as a society, we suffer from narcissism because everybody's been given a microphone. Everybody's been told that they can make a difference, that they can somehow weigh in on the most vital, important issues of the day. You know, in history, I can guarantee you that majority of the people walking around thought that they was probably living in the most important times of history. And then life goes on. People die. People have kids. They grow up. They die. And the cycle continues. But what about the small things here, right now, today, that you can participate in, that you can stop and smell the roses? That's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing. And it's something that I've been trying really hard to practice. But first, I had to kill my ego. It's not easy. Do you know how hard it is to see a major conflict happening in the world and not getting that feeling of like, I know what to say. I know what to tell them. No, I don't know what to tell you. I only have my version of the story. Now, there's only one truth. The problem is many of us don't have access to it. We live in a world where there are alternative facts, where people want you to believe that their version is the right version, and if you can't agree with them, then you are somehow the problem. Evil, mistaken, misled, misinformed. But why do you have to have an opinion? Why can't you just stay the hell out of it? Kill your ego. That's something that I want to know. And I'm speaking to myself. I've been taking some time to really reflect on the person I've been, on some of the content I've made, some of the statements I put out, some of the people I've debated, some of the issues I've covered. It's kind of hard to dissect yourself, to look within, to look inside and try to figure out what the hell is wrong with me. You know, that is when you truly conquer something that is obtainable. See, the Buddha spoke of something called the Enlightenment, and I'm not a Buddhist by a long stretch, but there is value in some of these concepts that I hope many of you can hold on to and grab onto. Whether you're a Christian and you're trying to follow the words of Christ and trying to understand what it's like to be the type of person who can turn the other cheek. Metaphorically speaking, think about it. You don't always have to hit back. You don't always have to destroy your enemy. Sometimes you can kill them with kindness. You know, you can save the world by not having an opinion. Sometimes that's the best way to go. And I practice that myself, but I've not always been good at it. But as I've grown and I matured, I got older. And I'm starting to realize that the things I thought was important may not be as important as I once believed they were. Or maybe some of the positions I held, I don't hold on with the strongest conviction like I once did. And that's fine. What about the word saying, I was wrong? Or, I don't know. I had to get more comfortable with saying I don't know. Now, I know many of you are dealing with your own challenges. Living in this world, you got bills, you got family, you got all these different things pulling and tugging at you constantly every day. And you're expected to be the person who has all the answers, the one who's going to figure it out. And there's rarely any time to just be you. Now, if any of you spent time locked up or in a state of isolation, you'll hear stories, or maybe you've witnessed this yourself, where all you had was you and your own thoughts. Some people call it meditation. Some people call it prayer. I say, call it whatever the hell you want. But when you alone by yourself with just your thoughts, who the hell do you think you're talking to? That's the real you. The real you is challenging itself. We don't even agree with ourselves half the time. Maybe I should go left. Nah, I think I should go right. See, there's this conflict, a conflict of interest inside of our own minds, inside of our own brains, telling us who we should be, how we should act, what people think of us. It's superficial. It's not real. It's something that don't exist. It's like we create our own reality in our mind and we want to map it onto the rest of the world. And when the world doesn't comply, we suffer eternally because of it. Now, I know I'm talking some bullshit. Somebody probably clicked on this video and was like, what the hell is he talking about? But that's the journey, trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm still on that journey myself. But I want to encourage you, whether you're a teenager, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you're an old man, whether you're sitting on your deathbed right now, try to do something positive, say something positive, think something positive, empowering. Yes, I am worthy of working on myself. Yes, I deserve to treat myself well. That's the only way to be right. Because if you can't fix you, how in the world are you going to fix everybody else? It's okay to realize that we live in a society where everyone is told that their opinion matters. Yes, we live as a community. We need one another to correct ourselves, to build, to sharpen one another. But how many times do people tell you to sharpen yourself? So, crazy old me, Javier, checking in out of the blue. I had to turn the red on because I wanted to set a warning of, this is a caveat. Catch yourself. Stop right where you at and ask yourself, am I being the best me I can be? Am I the person I could be? Am I working on becoming that person? And what does that person look like? And then you'll realize the only way to become that person is to kill your ego, because you're the one stopping yourself from becoming that person, because nobody else can. Ask your family, ask your friends. How do they see you? What are your flaws? Everybody else can see what's wrong with you except you, because we feel self-righteous. We feel as if we got it figured out. There ain't one person walking around thinking they're going to do something or behave a certain way and don't find a way to justify it. How about this? Tell yourself, you know what? Everything I think right now is wrong. Regardless if you feel in your heart of hearts that you've been right on all of the issues. Just pretend for a second that everything you've thought up until this point is wrong. Now, take that thought, hold it tight in your fist, and let it go. Because it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. What matters is you want to be happy. And being happy has nothing to do with right or wrong. It has to do with a state of mind, a state of being. Now, I want to go before somebody accuses me of going nuts. But I just wanted to spread this. I just wanted to put it out there. Try something new. Kill the ego before it kills you. Peace and glory, everybody. Until next time, I'm out.